Hey Liam, a lot of people wonder why we spend so much time talking about phrases instead of just memorizing word lists. Does it really make that big of a difference?
Honestly, it's huge. Learning phrases helps you jump right into real conversations. Instead of stopping to build sentences word by word, you get these ready-made blocks you can use in almost any situation.
Exactly. It's like when you're building with Legos, phrases are those cool pieces that make things faster and easier, and you end up sounding way more natural.
Plus, phrases stick in your head better. If you learn grab a bite, it's so much easier to remember and use than thinking of eat and food separately every time you're hungry.
I love that. And honestly, using phrases like these just makes chatting with friends or ordering coffee feel way less stressful. Speaking of stress, our vibe here is all about learning in comfort, right?
Total comfort is the goal. I mean, you can listen to this podcast while lying on your couch, sipping tea, or even half asleep. No pressure to get everything perfect. You just let the language wash over you.
That's how I started picking things up, actually. I'd just listen while making breakfast or going for a walk. Suddenly, words and phrases started clicking, and it felt almost effortless.
There's something magical about learning when you're relaxed. Your brain just soaks things up better. All right, want to jump into our first phrase?
Let's do it. Starting with a classic. How's it going? You hear it everywhere, but it's not quite the same as how are you, is it?
Not at all. How's it going? Is way more relaxed. You use it with friends, coworkers, basically anyone you're not being super formal with, like passing someone in the hallway and just tossing out, "Hey, how's it going?"
Exactly. And you don't have to launch into your whole life story. You can just say, pretty good, just a bit busy, or even, not bad. It's friendly without being super deep.
Makes life so much easier, doesn't it? It's funny. Last week I saw my neighbor, and we basically had a whole conversation just using "how's it going" and "can't complain."
That happens to me at work all the time. It's like verbal shorthand. Speaking of easygoing, the next phrase is perfect for downtime. I'm just chilling.
Oh, I love this one. When someone asks what you're up to, saying, "I'm just chilling," instantly paints the picture you're relaxing, maybe watching Netflix or just hanging out with your cat.
Totally. If someone calls you on a Sunday afternoon and asks what's going on, it's the easiest way to say, honestly, nothing stressful, just relaxing.
And it's the opposite of running around with a million things to do. Sometimes I'll say, "just chilling." Maybe I'll read or watch a movie. What about you? What's your go-to chill activity?
Binge watching shows for sure. Speaking of food, because that's usually what I end up doing while chilling, the next phrase is all about eating. Want to grab a bite?
That's such a common one, especially when you're in a hurry. Like if you're running errands or at work and only have a quick break, you'd say, "let's grab a bite." It just means finding something fast and easy to eat.
I use it all the time. My friend always wants pizza though, so now I have to say, sure, but not pizza again. It's almost a ritual at this point.
I get that. Sometimes I'll go for a salad just to mix things up. After a quick bite, there comes a point in the day when you're just ready to stop. Perfect time for our next phrase. Call it a day.
After a long stretch at work or even cleaning the house, call it a day is the perfect way to announce you're done. It's like saying, let's wrap this up and rest.
Exactly. And it's not just for work. I'll say it after a big project or even after organizing my closet. It gives you permission to just stop.
And sometimes you just need a little break before calling it a day, right? Which brings us straight to take a break.
Now you're talking. Whenever my brain feels fried, I'll say, "I need to take a break." Even 10 minutes away can help so much.
Breaks make everything easier. If you've been staring at a screen for hours, just stepping outside for a bit can reset your whole mood.
For sure. And sometimes Taking a break means heading out to run errands like picking up groceries or dropping off a package. It's still productive, but it gets you moving.
Exactly. And it's a good excuse to get fresh air. If someone asks what I'm doing this weekend, half the time it's not much, just running errands.
That's so relatable. Everyone's got those little tasks. Oh, and speaking of staying connected, our next phrase is all about keeping relationships going, even when life gets busy.
You know, whenever someone leaves a job or moves cities, there's that classic line, "Let's keep in touch." It's almost like a ritual at this point.
Absolutely, it's pretty much code for, I've enjoyed our time, and I actually hope we stay friends. I mean, when I moved out of my last apartment, all my neighbors said it. Sometimes you mean it, sometimes it's just polite. But it does make goodbyes a little easier.
Totally. And sometimes you even end up actually writing those postcards or keeping up with texts, though not always as much as you plan. It's like the promise of connection softens the goodbye.
That's true, and when you do follow through, even just a simple message can keep a friendship going for years. But speaking of things moving fast, have you ever had to rush out of a farewell because you were literally in a hurry?
Oh, absolutely. And "I'm in a hurry" comes out so naturally then. It's like the perfect way to say you're busy without sounding rude.
Exactly. I actually had this happen yesterday. My neighbor caught me as I was running for the bus and wanted to chat. I just blurted out, "Sorry, I'm in a hurry. Can we catch up later?" It's a lifesaver phrase.
And you can use it for all sorts of situations, being late for a meeting, trying to get errands done before the store closes. All of it. It's direct, but still polite.
Right. But once you're actually running around, you usually have to pick up a few things along the way. That phrase, pick up, has saved me from so many extra trips.
For sure. Pickup is so versatile. I'm always saying things like, "I need to pick up groceries," or "Can you pick up your sister from practice?" It just fits so many situations.
And what's nice is, it can mean grabbing things or people. Like my friend texted me the other day, "Can you pick up snacks on your way over?" Of course, I couldn't resist adding, "Only if you promise not to eat them all before I get there."
Haha, classic. I love that it's practical but casual. And sometimes you even grab extra just in case, which actually brings up the next handy phrase.
Ah, just in case is my go-to. Like if the weather looks sketchy, I'll bring an umbrella just in case. Honestly, I feel like it's a tiny insurance policy for everyday life.
Same here. When I travel, I always pack an extra sweater or snacks just in case I get stuck somewhere. It's such a simple way to show you're thinking ahead.
Totally. And it isn't just for travel like meetings that drag on forever. Someone always says, "Should I bring snacks?" And the answer's always yes, just in case. Speaking of meetings, the only way to survive those marathon sessions is to get things done fast.
Getting things done is basically my motto on busy days. Whether it's work or home stuff, I'll block out time and just power through. There's nothing like crossing things off the to-do list.
You know, I'm the same way, especially when I've fallen behind. Sometimes it's errands, sometimes just catching up on emails. If I don't focus and get things done, it all piles up so fast.
And sometimes that means sacrificing fun plans like weekends that turn into productivity marathons. But when you finally finish, it feels so satisfying. Actually, that makes me think about those times when you finally get to catch up with friends you haven't seen in ages.
Catching up is such a feel-good phrase. Whether it's a coffee date or a long phone call, it just means you're getting back in sync, swapping stories you've missed.
And it's not just with people. I'm always catching up on shows or podcasts after a busy week. My watch list is never ending.
I totally get that sometimes I just have to choose, do I catch up on work or catch up on my series? Usually work wins, but priorities, right?
Always. And sometimes, after all that catching up, you run into the one thing that throws off your plans, a stubborn out of order sign on whatever you need.
Nothing derails my plans faster than seeing out of order, especially on the office coffee machine. It's like the universe saying, "Not today."
I've lost count of how often the printer goes out of order when I'm in a rush, too. And it's not just machines. Sometimes the whole website or service is down, and you're left scrambling.
And just when you think you've got everything under control, life throws a curveball. But with everything moving so quickly, it's no wonder we're always on the go.
Honestly, being on the go describes my week perfectly: meetings, errands, A million things happening at once. There are days I barely have time to grab lunch.
Same here. Sometimes I feel like I'm just bouncing from one task to the next, never sitting still. It's a fast pace, but it also means you really appreciate the moments when you get to slow down.
Exactly. And when you do get a break, it feels so good to make the most of it, whether that's relaxing or squeezing in a little adventure.
Making the most of things is such a positive mindset. Like, if it's sunny out, I'll drop everything and go for a walk, even if my to-do list is long. Those chances don't come every day.
Completely agree. I try to do the same if there's a free afternoon or a nice day. I give myself permission to enjoy it. You can't always be on the go.
That's so true. Sometimes, though, it takes a conscious effort to settle down and let yourself actually enjoy the moment.
Settling down doesn't have to mean giving up excitement. It can just be taking a breath, calming down after a wild day. Or sometimes it means finally putting down roots, choosing stability.
Definitely. And it looks different for everyone. After years of constant change, I'm starting to crave that routine, though I'm not quite ready for the white picket fence just yet.
I get that. For now, sometimes all I want is a quiet night to hang out with friends and recharge.
Hanging out really is the best way to unwind. No pressure, no plans, just good company. Some of my favorite memories are the most low-key.
Same here. And then, when you do need a change of scenery, it's time to hit the road, even if it's just a quick drive or leaving a meeting you've had enough of.
There's something about saying, "Let's hit the road," that just signals a new adventure, big or small. But starting something new sometimes means you've got to break the ice first.
Breaking the ice is such a necessary skill, especially in new groups or unfamiliar settings. I find a light question like asking about someone's pet works wonders.
Same. And once you get past that first awkward minute, it's so much easier to get the ball rolling on whatever you need to do, whether it's a group project or just making new connections.
It's amazing how just a single phrase or friendly question can open up a whole conversation, and suddenly, things start moving. Sometimes, all it takes is that little push to get the ball rolling.